India right to information activist killed. A right to information activist has been shot dead by an unidentified gunman in the northern Indian city of Bhopal, police said. Shehla Masood was found with a gunshot wound in her car outside her home on Tuesday. She was on her way to anti-corruption protest in the city. Nearly a dozen right to information activists have been killed and scores others attacked in India since 2008. The law allows Indians to access information held by governments. Ms. Masood, who also ran an event management company, had filed a number of right to information applications, a number of them related to wildlife conservation. According to reports last year, she had informed the authorities that she feared for her life and had complained about it to the police chief. The police said it was investigating the murder.
बस 2 मिनट बाद ही पता चला। बस 2 मिनट बाद जब हमने देखा कि दरवाजा खुला हुआ है, खून आ रहा है गले से, तो घर वाले आए। हमारे यहीं पे पास में भाई रहते हैं, तो दौड़ते आए। 160 को इमरजेंसी में फोन किया गया, तो जो डॉक्टर थे उन्होंने वहाँ पे मृत घोषित किया गया।
ऐसी कोई भी जानकारी नहीं मिल पाई थी।
सर गोली किसने चलाई है?
किसी ने कोई आई विटनेस नहीं है इस घटना का जो ये बता सके गोली किसने चलाई।
तो सर क्या आवाज आई सर गोली की?
गोली की आवाज भी घर वाले सुनना नहीं बता रहे हैं।
Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger has sung in Sanskritam on a new album by a supergroup which stars Oscar-winning Indian musician A.R. Rahman. Jagger sings Satyameva Jayade, Truth Alone Triumphs, the second single from supergroup called Super Heavy, which also features David Stewart, John Stone and Damian Marley. Satyameva Jayade is the band's second single. Super Heavy's album is expected to be released in September. David said, AR, we want your voice in this album. We want this to be a great Indian song too. A long dream for me to raise one of the morals of Indian culture, which is Satyameva Jayade, and make it as a song, Rahman was quoted as saying by the Press Trust of India. We'll move on to the business world. Stock markets end turbulent week with more losses. Major European share markets closed lower on Friday, ending another turbulent week. Continued fears about slowdown in the global economy and high levels of debt in the Eurozone had driven indexes lower for much of the day. At one point, European markets were sharply lower with falls of more than 3% for some leading indexes. By the close, London's FTSE 100 was down by 1%. Paris CAC was down by 1.9% and Frankfurt's DAX was down by 2.2%. The losses leave the 100 index down 13% on the month, with the French and German markets worse hit, losing 18.3% and 24% respectively. In New York, falls were more muted with the Dow Jones down by 0.5%. Ellen Brown, Schroders Group Chief Investment Officer, said, "It's the end of a really torrid week." Investors are worried global growth is slowing and that major economies may be heading back into recession. In addition, the Greek finance minister tried to reassure investors that his country's new bailout deal was not in doubt.
And in the Eurozone, you have basically the same problem now. You have a major debt crisis in both regions, and it's not just about Greece and Portugal. It's about hitting major countries now, starting with Italy. The Italian bond yields are rising again, and Italy is too big to be bailed out. And even the US, the Germany, France, the UK, all of them have unsustainable debt and budget deficit themselves.
Welcome to the world of science. Longer lives for obese mice with hope for humans of all sizes. Sustaining the flickering hope that human aging might somehow be decelerated, researchers have found they can substantially extend the average lifespan of obese mice with specially designed drugs. The drug SRT-1720 protects the mice from the usual disease of obesity by reducing the amount of fat in the liver according to increasing sensitivity to insulin. These and other positive health effects enable the obese mice to live 44% longer on average than the obese mice that did not receive the drug, according to a team of researchers led by Rafael de Cabo, a gerontologist at the National Institute of Angina. Drugs closely related to SRT-1720 are now undergoing clinical trials in humans. The findings demonstrate for the first time the feasibility of designing a novel molecules that are safe and effective in promoting longevity and preventing multiple age-related diseases in mammals. Dr. De Carbo and colleagues write in Thursday's issue of the New Journal of Scientific Reports. Their conclusion supports claims that have been thrown in doubt by an earlier study that was critical of SRT-1720. A drug that makes it cost-free to be obese may seem a more moral hazard than an incentive to good health. But the rationale behind the research is somewhat different. The researchers are trying to capture the benefits that allow mice on very low-calorie diets to live longer. It just happens so that much benefits are much easier to demonstrate in mice under physiological stress like obesity than in normal mice. And in sports, finally, Fish topples Nadal. Marty Fish extended his arms and then wrapped them around his body as if trying to embrace the whole stadium. The fans at the center court had thrown their full-throated support behind him, and Fish channeled their energy Friday into a 6-3, 6-4 victory against Rafael Nadal in the quarterfinals of Western Southern Open. It was Fish's first in over Nadal in 7 matches. His big, huge hurdle, Fish said, referring to Nadal, a former world #1, is going to go down as one of the best players ever. Fish, who lost to another former #1, Roger Federer, in the final here last year, will face Andy Murray, who he has defeated in their last 3 meetings Saturday in the semi-finals. And now, before we close today's bulletin of news analysis, let's have a recap of the main points. Syria protests deaths in anti-Assad demonstrations. Attack on British Council compound in Kabul kills 12. Pakistan attack. Dozens die in Khyber mosque blast. India corruption. Anna Hazare leaves jail to begin fast. Libya conflict. Rebels battle for Zawiya and Zlitan. Connecticut workers approve contract they had rejected once. And there we end today's bulletin of news analysis. Be with us in the coming weeks too. Thank you.